Can you keep a secret? Families of alcoholic and drug dependents, and even abused spouses can. It's all called We're Okay Behind the Mask. Is that working out for you? Is life really what you know it could be? You don't have to live behind a counterfeit mask. Your life can be better. But the good news is, you can find that change. Getting help is not betrayal. Celebrate Recovery is coming May 12th at 7 p.m. to Oak Level Christian Church at 2279 Cedar Creek Road in Youngsville, North Carolina, 27596. This, you will find, is the best investment of your time you can make each week. Pastor Gary, would you comment on what you see as the largest reason for failure to break this deadly cycle of addiction in our county and state?
Over 20 years ago, I asked a worker in the North Carolina state addictions programs what was their rate of success, what percentage of people that went there stayed clean for life. And I was astounded when he told me merely 5% in the state's program remain clean for life. That means 95% of them return to rehab. They go back to their old ways. It's interesting because a week prior to that, I had taken a man in my church who was bound in alcoholism. Lynchburg, Virginia, there's a home there that was affiliated with Dr. Jerry Falwell and his church. It was called the Elam Home. It had been established for years. And I asked that man, I said, what percentage of the men battling alcohol, what percentage of them stay sober for life? It's astoundingly, he said 60%. So you compare 5% that the state can do because Christ cannot be a part of it. They're going to treat it from a medical standpoint, usually psychological, to a Christian-based program where the success rate was 60%. And Celebrate Recovery, everything from depression, is not just chemical dependencies like drug and alcohol. It's depression, food disorders, pornography, sexual addictions, and all that. And what we're intending to do is make this a resource for the community. Pastors know how frustrating it is to try to counsel people with addictions. And many times we're not qualified to deal with it. We have a very low success rate, I think. And it's wonderful that I know when I have someone come to me for counseling that it's just over my head, it always gives me relief to be able to refer them to professional Christian counselors who are better qualified than I am to mend their broken lives. One of the things that really appeals to me about Celebrate Recovery is the most highly respected Christian addictions ministry in the United States. Started 30 years ago by the renowned pastor Rick Warren, author of The Purpose-Driven Life, pastor of the Saddleback Church in Lake Forest, California, 20,000 members, whatever. So what we want to do here is let this be a resource not just for our church, but for the entire Christian community in this area. So when a pastor has a church member or that member's families or friends who are battling addictions, they can refer them to us. Come Thursday night for our meeting. So that's really one of the reasons we established it. God gave Ken House the burden for this, and he's done a super job. But it's to be an outreach to the entire community.